without interference from the BCCI. I found it very strange and bizarre. I think we're both hoping that we can stay involved with the Karachi Kings for a long time.
How do you see the future of Mohammad Amir?
No one understands his art of bowling better than he does.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम, मैं हूं सलीम खालिक और आप लोग देख रहे हैं प्राइम क्रिकेट कॉर्नर। कश्मीर प्रीमियर लीग जारी है इन दिनों मुजफ्फराबाद में। ओवरसीज वॉरियर्स उसकी टीम है, उसमें बतौर खिलाड़ी हर्षल गिब्स हिस्सा लेने आए हैं। क्योंकि अभी तक उन्होंने कोई मैच नहीं खेला, लेकिन उनके आने से पहले ही बड़ी कंट्रोवर्सी बन गई थी, जो इंडियन क्रिकेट बोर्ड से रास्ता हो गया था कि कश्मीर प्रीमियर लीग में क्यों हिस्सा ले रहे हैं गैर मुल्की खिलाड़ी। गिब्स को भी धमकी दी, लेकिन इसके बावजूद वो आए यहाँ पर, वो और मौजूद है मुजफ्फराबाद में। तो उनसे हम बात करेंगे इस कंट्रोवर्सी के हवाले से और कैसा उनका तजुर्बा रहा है अब तक केपीएल का। पीएसएल में वो कराची किंग के कोच हैं और इमाद वसीम उनकी कोचिंग में खेलते हैं। यहाँ वो इमाद की कैप्टनसी में खेलेंगे, ये भी बात करेंगे। तो गुफ्तगू का आगाज करते हैं। थैंक्स फॉर योर टाइम। हाउ डू यू फील अबाउट कमिंग टू प्ले क्रिकेट एट अ ब्यूटीफुल प्लेस लाइक Kashmir?
Yeah, look, it's beautiful. Like I said before, it's a wonderful opportunity to play, and it's even nicer when it's an inaugural, league, or time for the league. It's always nice to be a part of a new league, for the first time. And what a wonderful location. Yeah, it's the location and the venue is fantastic. And, I think the games up until now have been highly entertaining. So I think the league couldn't have asked for a better start. Entertainment is what T20 cricket is all about, and it's been a fantastic start to the new. So very happy.
Fans are eager to see you on the field. When are you planning to play your first game?
Wow. Look, I was hoping, obviously, when I arrived, that I'd have a couple of practices, before the first game. Because it's obviously winter back home, there hasn't been any nets available, and with the COVID restrictions and starting again back home in South Africa, there wasn't any net facilities that I could have, indoors, back home in South Africa. So when I'd arrived, I thought I could maybe have a couple of practices before our first game, but then there are no net facilities, unfortunately, at the ground. I think it would be wrong for me at that stage, to get a game. It would be unfair because I haven't practiced. But there might be a little bit of a surprise tomorrow.
Are you concerned about your future after pressure from India over participation in KPL?
No, nothing whatsoever. I mean, I am my own boss. I'm self-employed, and I go where there are, cricketing opportunities for me, whether it's in a consultancy basis, whether it's a coaching basis. That's where I go. I've been traveling for so many years to all cricketing playing countries, without interference from the BCCI. I found it very strange and bizarre that they wanted to interfere with my business all of a sudden when I was coming to the Kashmir Premier League. So, nothing, for me, it's no politics. Just go where there's cricket played. I mean, I've been to Afghanistan, I've been to the States, I've been to everywhere they play cricket. That's the way I look at it. And Kashmir is another place where they're playing cricket, and that's the way I look at it. That's why I find it bizarre and strange that the BCCI all of a sudden intervened and wanted to prevent me from coming here. I mean, it's sad in a lot of ways because I've obviously worked lots of times in India. Made a lot of friends in India. for them to want to step in and interfere in me and trying to prevent me from coming here or threatening me, and obviously saying that I would be denied entry as far as cricket work is concerned is in India. It's a little bit sad and disappointing because I've never liked politics in sport. There's a lot of politics back home in South Africa too with regards to our cricket, and it's sad when politics does get involved with sport.
Will you consider coaching the Pakistan cricket team if the opportunity comes to you?
Look, my initial goal is, as a T20 coach, there's lots of leagues around the world that I want to be part of. I really enjoyed my time in the PSL. That was like my biggest signing so far, and with the Karachi Kings, obviously, obviously Dean Jones passed away last year, so there was opportunity for me, and I've got to thank obviously Karachi Kings for showing faith in me and hiring me last season. I'm hoping that that will turn into a long-term relationship and partnership with the Karachi Kings. But international coaching or coaching a country is a completely different thing altogether. And where my mindset is and my objective is that I'd like to just for now, get as much experience and work in the on the T20 circuit.
Imad is the captain of your PSL team, and now you play under his captaincy.
Yeah, it was quite funny, but obviously you knew about it before we left the PSL, and I told him I must be gentle when I eventually take the field, just to do less running as possible. But yeah, it's quite funny how things turned out. We've struck up a very mutually nice understanding, between coach and captain, and now the coach is playing under the captain. It's quite amusing in a lot of ways, but yeah, I mean, we've got on very well, and I think, like I said, I think we're both hoping that we can stay involved with the Karachi Kings for a long time, and also hopefully the overseas Warriors.
How do you see the future of Mohammad Amir, who plays for Karachi King despite retirement from international cricket?
Yeah, he's a wonderful, he's a wonderful bowler. Now that I've got to know him, obviously I played against him years ago, and I always thought that he was something special. He obviously was in the wilderness for a couple of years, but I think no one understands his art of bowling better than he does. He's a unbelievable competitor, and I've seen that firsthand now in the Karachi Kings. He's an unbelievable competitor. Sorry, he takes a lot of pride in his bowling. He gives of his best, 120% every game that he plays, and you can see that determination when he plays his cricket. He's exceptionally skillful in any conditions, and he doesn't need motivation, to be, to have the best in him. He's a exceptional professional cricketer and gives a 100% to the team every game that he plays. So a lot of praise and a lot of respect, I think, regards to his skill that he offers the team. He's just a full team man, wonderful team man.
Just two more questions. Who do you think are the top three batsmen in T20 cricket right now?
I think there's at least obviously the usual suspects, as they like to say. The Kohlis, Babar Azam. Wow, Josh Butler. There's so many. There's some West Indians as well. Look, I mean, it to be one top order batsman, power hitters, finishers. There's a whole lot you can rattle off. But at this stage, Kohli, Babar Azam, Steve Smith. Obviously Avi de Villiers retired from international cricket. Josh Butler. The names go on and on. You can rattle off 5 or 6. But those 6 players, or even 7 or 10 players, are good because they can play on all types of surfaces, not only just flat decks and good for batting. They're very skillful with regards to the surfaces, and that is what makes them really good. Separate from the best or from the rest. The hunger that they have and play with game after game is what makes them great, even in the T20 format, because it's a short format. So, the hunger that they have, they never really give their wickets away quite easily. And that's what probably makes them, special in a lot of ways.
My last question is that who's your opinion are the favorite for the upcoming T20 World Cup?
Oh, you're putting me on this spot here. You're not making my job any easier. But I think the unpredictability of Pakistan, they've always got to be in the mix. Obviously, India, England. A lot depends, I think, on the wickets. If it's going to turn a little bit, I don't think the West Indies are as dangerous as they are. They like the ball coming onto their bats, and they like wickets, that don't turn. If there's a little bit of spin, it doesn't always suit the West Indies. So definitely in England, Pakistan, India. At this stage, I might go with. Let me see. You never know. Sri Lanka could be in with a shot, or maybe even Bangladesh. I think definitely Pakistan, India, and England for now. The fourth, that's up to what the conditions are going to be like.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
हर्षल गिब्स की गुफ्तगू आपने सुनी, बड़ा एंजॉय कर रहे हो मुजफ्फराबाद में, और कह रहे हैं कि ज्यादा उनको ट्रेनिंग का मौका नहीं मिला था, इसलिए अब तक एक्शन में नजर नहीं आए वो। साथ में उन्होंने इंडियन क्रिकेट बोर्ड पे बड़ी तनकीद की कि जिस तरह उसने दबाव डाला था इनके ऊपर के ना जाओ केपीएल के लिए, लेकिन गिब्स का कहना है कि उन्हें जहां मौका मिलेगा कोचिंग का या किसी और कंसल्टेंसी का तो वो जरूर जाएंगे, किसी के दबाव में वो नहीं आएंगे। मैं इंशाल्लाह फिर किसी और गेस्ट के साथ आपकी खिदमत में हाजिर हूँगा। अल्लाह हाफिज।